We are live. आप लेग भी होगा
हाँ म्यूट है
अगर नहीं हुआ तो ठीक है
Now would like to invite Dr. Sudeepta Mishra from IIT Ropar, Punjab for the valedictory session. Dr. Mishra received the Bachelor of Engineering degree in Computer Science from the National Institute of Science and Technology, Odisha, India, and the Masters of Technology degree in Computer Science Engineering from the Kalingana Institute of Industrial Technology, Odisha, and the PhD degree in Computer Science and Engineering from the IIT Madras, India, in 2016. His research interests include radio resource allocation, interference management in heterogeneous cellular networks, and IoT. He is currently working as an assistant professor with the Department of Computer Science in IIT Ropar. Sir, please come for this validity session.
Thank you very much. Okay. Very warm good evening to all the intellects, invited guests, professors, students, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Sudeepta Mishra. I'm very thankful for the warm introduction. Okay, I welcome you all to the validity session of the conference COMSYS 2022. So we are very thankful for the participants for attending the conference both in the online and offline mode. I believe not just the participant but all of us have gained a lot of knowledge during this conference. So right now I would like to invite the publication chair, Professor Basu, to come to the stage and present the report for the conference. Professor Basu, please.
Okay, so very good evening, everyone. So finally, we have come to an end to this magnificent 3 days technical program, the third international conference on frontiers in computing and systems, COMSYS 2022, wonderfully hosted by the Computer Science and Engineering Department of IIT Ropar. It was a magnificent event, and it was a really warm welcome for all of us, and we are really thankful to the organizers, especially the faculty members and the volunteers, and really thankful to all the participants who have come to this wonderful venue to be present in the physical mode. So in this 3-day event, we had 3 very good tutorial sessions. 2 tutorials were presented in physical mode, and 1 tutorial we had in online mode. We also had 3 keynotes. 2 keynotes were presented in the physical mode, and 1 keynote was presented in the online mode. Then we had 8 technical sessions. We had altogether 132 submissions to COMSYS 2022, within which we selected around 38% papers, and that amounts to around exactly 51 papers were selected. From these 51 papers were distributed over 8 technical sessions over 2 days. In the first day, 17 papers were presented in the on, and 7 papers were presented in offline mode. And day 2, 17 papers were presented in online mode again, and 10 papers were presented in the offline mode. We finally selected a number of papers based on several criteria for the selection of best paper awards. I am coming to that later. We'll discuss and announce the best papers shortly after this my presentation. And then regarding this COMSYS, we actually had this as the third event of the conference, COMSYS 2022, and we got a tremendous response from all the stakeholders, all our participants. We are really thankful to all the scholars who submitted the papers, and some papers we could not accommodate because we had a very strict criteria from our publication partner Springer on the acceptance ratio. We had a number of papers from foreign delegates, like 9 to 10 countries, as our program chair mentioned in the inaugural session. And also in India, we had a wide participation from 14 different states. In the valedictory session, usually we also talk about like where we'll host the next edition of the COMSYS. So I'm really happy and pleased to say that we had a wonderful response from COMSYS, from different technical institutions to host COMSYS. To be very specific, we have six different proposals from different institutes. One of them being IIT Mandi. We also have a specific proposal from IIST Shibpur. We have a specific proposal from NIT Mizoram. We also have a tentative proposal from NIT Durgapur, tentative proposal from IIT Jammu, and also from University of Warsaw, Poland. So we'll decide and announce the specific venue for the proposal. We'll decide on this and we'll announce the specific venue for COMSYS 2024 very soon, and we'll launch the call for papers. So thank you again. Thank you very much for this. And before we discuss about the best papers and announce the best paper awards, so I'm just taking this opportunity to discuss the criteria for selection of the best paper awards. So what were the criteria for selection of the best paper awards? Yes. So for every paper, we had total, as I said, there were total 51 papers were presented, and among them, some papers were presented in online mode, and in some papers were presented in the offline mode. For all the papers presented, we had a scoring sheet for the session chairs. The score sheet for the session chairs had a 100 marks distribution, and the session chairs gave marks on presentation. 30 marks were for presentation, content of the paper 30 marks, impact to the society 30 marks, question and answer 10 marks. So altogether, there were 100 marks on the presentation of the paper. And we also had, during the review process, so we also had a score of, in the scale of 0 to 3 scale for the accepted papers. And we took a weightage of 30% from the reviewer scores on when the papers were submitted. For all the accepted papers, the reviewer scores were given a 30% weightage. So on the scale of 1 to 3, we actually multiplied it by 10 and we took 30 marks from there. And the session chair's 100 marks score sheet, we multiplied it by 0.7 and we took 70% weightage from the session chair's score sheet. Combining these two, we calculated the 100 marks final listing in a clear and transparent way. And with this, we usually give 3 best paper awards, but the marks that came up were, they were too close to call for the first, second, and third positions. Although we call all of them as best paper awards, the marks were too close, especially for the second and third positions. So I can read out the final marks, but we'll actually disclose the names after that. So the marks were 86. First paper got 86. The second paper got 79. Then the third paper got 77. There was a tie, so 2 papers got 77. And then 2 papers got 76. So there was only 1 marks difference between 77 third and the fourth. So we decided to give the best papers to the 4th ranked paper also, and they were all very good papers. And altogether, this comes down to 6 best papers. So with this, I hand it over to Professor Mishra, and Professor Mishra will announce the best papers in the reverse order.
So let's appreciate the participants. As Professor Basu was saying, everyone is all the papers are very good, but somehow it has to be ranked. Okay, although we don't want to rank them, but it has to be ranked. So starting from the bottom up, okay, on the this one, right?
Yes.
Okay, on the position number, can I have the sheet, please? Yes. At the score of 76, we have on detection of hardware Trojan in Memster nano crossbar based circuits. The authors were Shubhashree Basu, Ranjit Ghoshla, and Malekule. So I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing the names so well. Okay. Then we have other side. Yes. Then again at the score of 76, we have deep learning for segmentation of polys for early pre-detection of correlated cancer, a phosphorus. No, sorry, I'm sorry for that. Pardon me. Prosperous direction. Okay. So here the authors were Devapriya, Andrejkar, and Devotosh Bhattacharya. Then at the score of 77, we have again 2 papers. One is NCSML HTTD, Network Centrality and Sequence-Based Machine Learning Methodology for Human Drug Targets Discovery of COVID-19. Then at the position of 3, we have a manufacturer agnostic IoT and AI-based system for continuous real-time recording of parameters from patients monitor display. Okay.
So this one you can say the authors.
Okay. So for the 2 papers, the first one is the author of Shalini, then Chandrima, and Shovan. And for the other one, for this a manufacturer agnostic IoT and AI-based system, we have Vikram, Vaivam, Amanpreet, and Gurpreet, and Ashish. 4 authors.
Paper from IIT Ropar.
I guess
so. We can hand over the best physical marks.
So is the presenter or any of the participants here? Any of the authors?
So anyone from Ropar can. Any scholar from Ropar?
Okay, you can collect it.
Roshan. So, Professor Abhinav,
Okay. So I would like to request Professor Abhinav to please give the certificate.
gift. Hey, where is the gift?
Number 2, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. Please listen to the paper that is positioned at point number 2. We have deep neural network fused with textures for image classification by authors Ashish, Devatosh, and Mita. Unfortunately, none of them are here. I think they have to travel. Then we have yes. So at the very first position, we have a new method to detect the dissimilarity in the blood flow for both carotid arthritis using
Carotid
arthritis. Okay. So this term is probably too medical for us to speak. So I will just ignore that. Kindly allow me to ignore that. Okay. Khitish. Okay. So by authors Khitish and Subhajit Roy. Chaudhary. Okay. Right now, this conference cannot be possible without volunteers. They have given their enough energy to make this conference possible. So we'd like to appreciate their contribution or their effort, so that they will also feel appreciated. So
what they can come actually that side. So requesting all volunteers to please come forward. जो है मार्चिंग को बोल सकते हैं maybe it is better that you go that side so that you go my collection.
One, please. Let me announce the names, then you can please come up. Okay. Sir, I will again like to request Dr. Abhinav. So kindly appreciate our volunteers. First, we have Roshan Kumar Singh.
फोकस में नहीं आ रहा है
थोड़ा उधर जाओ.
You should also come, please. Please come.
Please. Come,
please. I'd also like to ask our speaker, all the way from Poland, Dr. Marcin. So we have Priyanka. Priyanka, we have here. Please. Yes, that's please. Then Sweta Dev. Mishra. Now I'd like to request Dr. Sujata to kindly proceed further to give the warrant certificate to Gulshan. Manshi, is Manshi around? Shubham? Shubham was here, I guess. So a couple of the volunteers were absent, but we still appreciate their help and support. But now I would like to, every journey has to come to an end, and the conference has been very enlightening and very knowledgeable and memorable. All of us has gained something out of it. So in order to conclude the conference, I would like to request Dr. Abhinav to kindly give the vote of thanks.
Thank you so much, sir, for your appreciation. Now, I would like to invite Professor Subhadip Bhattacharjee to give vote of to give gift of token. Devatosh Bhattacharjee to give vote of thanks to Dr. Sudeepta Mishra.
We will give 2-3 days rest to our volunteers. They have worked too hard.
Very tired right now.
Subhadip and I think better to go that side.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Abhinav Dhal, sir, to give vote of thanks.
Thank you. So, good evening. I'm Abhinav. And these 3 days have been, I'll say, super interesting, very engaging. And I really hope that all the attendees, all our guests here are enjoying the cold, chilly weather of Ropar. So, friends, I would like to first acknowledge COMSYS Education Trust and the support from the Indian Institute of Technology, Ropar. So that's how we are having this conference here. And in no particular order, but with respect to the roles which we have in the conference, I would like to first thank the journal chairs, Professor Devatosh Bhattacharya, Professor Darius Plechakonsi, Professor Sudeep Mishra. Then for the wonderful program, we would like to acknowledge and thank the program chairs, Professor Ram Sarkar, Dr. Nitin Olak, and Dr. Jasek Saroka. Well, now coming to the, I'll say, heavy lifting which has been done in this conference, the organizing chairs. Well, a big round of applause, I should say, for Professor Sujata Pal for really pulling off the conference here. Even though, you'll find a couple of colleagues like mine or Nitin or Sudeepta's name in the organization, but it is really Sujata who has led and, I'll say, delivered the whole conference extremely well here. So other organizing co-chairs are Dr. Deepak Kumar and yours truly, Abhinav. So moving on to the publication chairs, I'd like to acknowledge and thank Dr. Sanjay De and Professor Subhadip Basu. Well, extremely important role as finance chairs, thanking Dr. Swagata Mandal and Dr. Sudeepta Mishra.
I really hope they are able to manage and conclude with all the activities after the conference. And of course, guys, a big thanks to our very impressive track chairs, publicity chairs, web chairs, tutorial chairs, session chairs, and you have already met our volunteers. So a big round of applause for them, please. It's super interesting that how we are having now these national level conferences, and we are getting good participation and audience. So I attended another conference at IIT Gandhinagar 2 weeks ago, and I was wondering, there are people coming in from different parts of the country. So we have also seen here as well. So this typically means that after COVID, we are now getting back into the groove of physical conferences. Finger crossed this remains with all the news which we are observing. And if you are here for the next few days in this part of the country, I'll highly suggest visiting parts of Himachal Pradesh and Chandigarh, which are very surreal at this point of the year. And with this, I will not take much of the time. Thank you very much, and I wish everyone a good evening.